Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Angelica M. Nakwa, and this is TED Talk. Today, I want to talk to you about a crucial aspect of education that often goes unnoticed, assessing learning in the affective domain. We are all familiar with traditional assessment that focus on knowledge and skills, but what about the affective aspects of learning? Before we dive into the methods of assessing learning in the affective domain, let's understand why it matters. Education is not just about acquiring knowledge. It's about shaping individuals holistically. The affective domain, which encompasses attitude, emotions, and values, plays a significant role in shaping behavior and decision making. By assessing learning in this domain, we gain insight into the impact of education on an individual's mindset, beliefs, and emotional responses. Another method is through self-reports and reflections. By encouraging individuals to provide self-reports or engage in reflective activities, we invite them to introspect and express their emotional and attitudinal responses to the content presented. A student self-report requires the student to provide an account of his or her attitude or feelings toward the concept or idea. A self-report is also referred to as written reflection. This method encourages learners to reflect on their own attitudes, values, and emotions. They can write reflective journals, engage in discussions, or complete self-assessments questionnaires to evaluate their own growth. Examples of this is a teacher may require a student to write his thoughts on topics like why I like or dislike English, or why I like or dislike coming to school. Another method is surveys and questionnaires are also powerful tools for assessing learning in this affective domain. By designing well-crafted surveys or questionnaires and administering them before and after a learning experience, we can ensure or measure changes in attitudes, values, or beliefs. Another methods of assessing learning in the affective domain is peer ratings. Teachers know if a student is realizing the intended learning outcome in the affective domain other than teacher observing the student or the student making a report about himself or herself. Another way is to ask the student's peer to rate him or her on affective items where teacher wants to rate the students, which means learners can assess their peer attitudes, values, and emotions through structured activities or discussions. They can also evaluate their own growth using self-assessment tools. So, what is a more reliable way of assessing affective learning outcomes? One of the more reliable ways of assessing affective learning outcomes is triangulation, which involves using multiple assessment methods to gather data from different sources and perspectives. By triangulating data from various sources, such as self-assessments, observations, peer assessments, and performance tasks, educators can gain a more comprehensive and reliable understanding of learners' attitudes, values, and emotions. It is essential to select assessment methods that align with the specific learning objectives and to consider the context in which the assessment is taking place to ensure the reliability of the results. To delve deeper into assessing affective learning, we can utilize specific assessment tools designed for this purpose. And these methods used to measure or evaluate the emotional and attitudinal aspect of a person's learning or performance. These tools help to assess learners' feelings, motivations, attitudes, and values which can impact their learning outcomes. Some common affective assessment tools include surveys, questionnaires, interviews, observation checklists, and self-assessment tools. These tools are used to gather information about learners' emotions, attitudes, and beliefs, which can be used to improve teaching and learning strategies. Affective assessment is very important because it provides insight into learners' emotional states, which can impact their overall engagement and achievement in the learning environment. In conclusion, assessing learning in the affective domain is crucial for a holistic understanding of education by employing methods such as observation, self-reports, surveys, and utilizing affective assessment tools like Likert skills, interviews, and focus groups. We can gain valuable insights into the attitudinal and emotional impacts of education. This deeper understanding can guide us in creating more impactful and meaningful learning experiences. And that's all, and thank you.